So imagine if we no longer needed discipline to be productive with our work and keep up all those good habits that we struggle to maintain. Imagine if everything just felt effortless and genuinely enjoyable to do. We'd be what, like 50% more productive, 100% more? And we all know that productivity and the results of our efforts will compound over time. So if we increase our productivity right now by 50, 100%, that could lead to doubling, tripling, quadrupling our levels of success later down the road. So how do we make productivity feel effortless? Well, this all becomes possible when we make the transition from productivity 1.0 to productivity 2.0. So in this video, I want to discuss what I've learned about this idea of productivity 2.0 and discuss the differences between 1.0 and 2.0 and what steps we can take to make that transition toward productivity 2.0 and enjoy effortless productivity for life. Most of these ideas I learned from reading Ali Abdaal's new book, Feel Good Productivity, which came out last month. I highly recommend you give it a read if you want to learn more about these concepts. All right, so productivity 1.0 versus productivity 2.0. Productivity 1.0 is really just about being disciplined and just doing the thing, getting the work done. It's all about just ignoring that voice in the back of your head telling us that, oh, it's okay if we just put it off till tomorrow. Just putting the task on your calendar or on your to-do list and simply getting it done. Doing the hard work even if we don't feel like it. And this is really good when we're at that level 0, kind of living a degenerate lifestyle and we don't have the basic foundations of our life together. But that technique will only get us so far, and it's hard to retain that relentless discipline and push through the pain for the long term. It'll also make it so that when we reach the goal that we've been applying this relentless discipline working towards, that it's just not as meaningful and the enjoyment doesn't last because the journey to get there kind of sucked.
I'm not doing that again. Not ever.
Productivity 2.0 is about not only getting the work done, but actually enjoying it along the way. So imagine there's a version of myself who doesn't really enjoy making YouTube videos. Scripting them out is boring. Filming them is kind of stressful. Editing them is a big pain. But that version of myself is really disciplined and pushes through the pain and continues to upload one video per week and grow the channel. But then there's a version of myself who does all that same stuff and genuinely has fun and enjoys every single step along the way. I enjoy coming up with video ideas, planning them out, speaking to the camera, sharing what I've learned with you, editing, the whole process. After 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, which version of me do you think will have a more successful YouTube channel? And more importantly, which version of me will actually be enjoying life more? Obviously, it's going to be the version of me who has found a way to enjoy making YouTube videos and growing the channel. If I focus on feeling good through my work and make sure that it adds to my energy rather than drains it, then I'll naturally just feel way more motivated. I won't need to apply discipline as much and I'll just simply get more done. Whereas if I were just disciplined and got the work done, even if I didn't enjoy it, once I finish the essential work, I'm probably going to do my best to just not think about it for the rest of the day, go distract myself with other things. But by enjoying the process of making YouTube videos, even after I've checked off all my key tasks for the day, I might want to just continue doing more because I enjoy it. Or throughout the rest of the day, I might find myself still thinking about YouTube, coming up with video ideas in the shower, spending my free time learning more about YouTube or more things to talk about in my videos. Now, in the beginning, if we're still playing video games, eating junk food, not really exercising, then if we just focus on doing what feels good, it's not going to go too well because our mind and body is still calibrated to kind of a degenerate, unproductive lifestyle. So in that case, it could be best to apply some level of discipline and just get the work done even if we don't feel like it, so we can climb out of that initial hole. But once we are comfortably at that baseline 1.0 productivity level, it might be a good idea to start transitioning towards productivity 2.0 and trying to find ways to make everything we do in life more enjoyable, because that will lead to effortless productivity for the long term, because it won't feel like work anymore, it'll feel like play. How to make our work more enjoyable. Ali discusses a lot of great ideas in this book, so I won't be able to cover everything in this video, but I highly suggest that you give it a read yourself so that you can get the full picture. But there are a few key points that stood out to me and actions that we can start taking today to make our work more enjoyable. Energizers. This section of the book is all about ways to make it so our work gives us energy rather than depletes us of energy. Not only will this make us want to work more on a particular thing, but let's say we're working a regular job, but we want to start a YouTube channel or a business on the side. One of the biggest struggles I've experienced is finding the energy to work on my side business after a long day of my 9-to-5 job work or a long day of school. If we can make it so our day job or schoolwork energizes us, then once we come home, we'll still have the bandwidth to record that YouTube video, get in the gym, or do more of what is important to us. First, Ali discusses the idea of play. play makes life fun. Just like when we were kids playing with toys, if we can integrate that same spirit of play into our work and life, then we'll enjoy our work a lot more and end up being much more productive. One way to do this is to approach life as an adventure. Don't be too serious. View life as a game with side quests and view ourselves as a character in a video game trying to level up. Next, we can try to make things fun. The main question that Ali suggests asking yourself anytime you're working on something is, what would this look like if it were fun? Could we do the task in a slightly different way? Could we add things to make it more fun? Could we do it together with other people? For example, for me, I've been trying to do more cold exposure, cold showers and stuff because I've learned of all these different health benefits. But to be honest, I've kind of struggled to build the habit. I would wake up and talk myself out of it somehow, or I would get into the cold shower, but not for a very long time. So after reading Ali's book, I started to ask myself, what would cold showers look like if they were fun? So what I started doing is putting on some music, playing some of my favorite songs, getting into the cold shower, and while I'm suffering in that cold water, I'll try and sing along to the song, dance along, try and hype myself up. And that makes the whole process kind of funny and more enjoyable. And since then, I've not only been able to stay consistent with the cold showers, but I've been able to stay in the cold shower for twice as long as I normally have been doing. Another thing we can do is lower the stakes. I know I often take things kind of way too seriously sometimes, and I think a lot of that is because of an internal fear of failure. So what Ali suggests doing is reframing our mindset when it comes to failure. Stressing about failure can cause us to overthink and not enjoy the process. But if we can look at failure as an invitation to try something new, or view failure as inherently good because it gives us an opportunity to learn, then it'll make things a lot less serious and more enjoyable. The next section of the book is all about power and empowering ourselves to make things more enjoyable. First thing we can do is increase our confidence, and one way to do that is to reframe our identity to someone who is already confident in that particular area. So for example, with YouTube, at first I was kind of shy on camera, embarrassed, self-conscious of my abilities, and felt kind of like an imposter, incapable of making good videos. But once I reframed my mindset to that of an already successful YouTuber to whom people look to for advice, I instantly became more confident in my abilities, and it made the whole process a lot more enjoyable and less stressful. The next thing we can do is take ownership. Even if we don't have complete control over what we do, like in the case of working a 9-to-5 job or maybe with our schoolwork, we usually have control over how we do the work. The process and mindset for which we approach our work is usually in our control. So having that sense of ownership and applying that mindset that we get to do the work how we want to do it rather than we have to do the work can definitely make it more enjoyable. People. Life is more fun with people. The hard part is finding them. I definitely feel this one a lot because I imagine doing the whole YouTube thing and being on self-improvement would be that much more enjoyable if my in real life friends were into the same things. But at the moment, that isn't really the case. So I've sort of been satisfying that sense of camaraderie through watching other YouTubers with similar interests and joining their online communities. I also get a lot of great support from my girlfriend and my family, so I'll also often talk with them about what I'm working on. But I imagine it'd be a little different if your friends and family are also pursuing the same things as you. My social circle is definitely something that I'd like to develop more in the future, but I feel like at the moment I need to continue to work on myself and grow more and reach higher levels of success before I can start to become worthy of being friends with the type of people that I have in mind. I feel like my mindsets and approach to life are fairly advanced, but I don't yet have the results to show for it. So it feels difficult to personally connect with people who are more successful than me and can lift me up and energize me. All right, so just as it's important to find ways to make our work more enjoyable, it's also crucial that we find what might be preventing us from enjoying our work. That's where Ali discusses the idea of unblocking. Unblock, overcome procrastination and whatever is blocking us from doing or enjoying our work. Procrastination is generally caused by negative feelings, so how can we stop feeling bad about whatever it is we need to do? Ali discusses a few of the common emotions that lead to procrastination and how we can overcome them. First is to seek clarity. Uncertainty can often prevent us from doing or enjoying the work. To find that clarity, we can ask ourselves a few different questions. What's the purpose? What's the end state that we're aiming for? And what are the steps to get there? Ask what? Figure out what you'll actually do to reach that goal. Ali describes his nice alternative to goal setting, which involves setting goals that are near term input-based, controllable, and energizing. So for example, for my YouTube channel, this could be uploading one video per week, focusing on a topic that I genuinely am interested in, enjoy speaking about, and would have provided value to the younger version of myself. Next, we need to ask when we're actually going to do the work. So we can time block our ideal week, develop routines and habits so that we no longer have to think about when we'll do the work, we'll just do it. These steps are all really crucial in my opinion. If we don't have that overall big vision, that core reason, motivator for doing something, then we won't be able to stick to it for the long term. Once we've established that clarity, that voice in the back of our head that always sort of questions whether it's worth doing the thing will start to subside because we'll know exactly why we set out to do it, what the tasks actually involve, and when we'll do them. Find courage. The next emotion that Ali discusses is fear, which is one of the most powerful productivity blockers. Ali suggests that we don't worry about eliminating the fear entirely, but just focus on developing the courage to face and overcome it. To gain this courage, we first need to understand our fear. What am I actually afraid of? Then and only then can we take steps to reduce our fear. Usually fears are blown out of proportion, and Ali suggests applying the 10-10-10 rule to our fears. Imagine that our fears came true and ask ourselves, would this matter in 10 minutes? What about 10 weeks? What about 10 years? Maybe it'll matter in 10 minutes, but usually not in 10 weeks, let alone 10 years. This thought process can definitely help make our fears seem trivial and almost comical. Next, we just have to simply overcome the fear. One of the common fears that I know I experience is being worried about what other people think. But we need to remember that most people don't actually really care about us and are more self-conscious and worried about themselves rather than what we're doing. Another thing we can do is create an alter ego version of ourselves who does not have that fear, and so anytime that we need to garner the courage to face that fear, we just embody this other version of ourselves. So for example, this could be like if we need to speak in front of a big group of people or film a YouTube video, we could embody the version of ourselves who is not really afraid of those things and actually enjoys them. When we go through this exercise and really break down our fears, they often start to seem silly and insignificant. For me, with this YouTube channel, the biggest fear was probably just my friends or family finding my channel, watching my videos, and thinking that they were cringe or making fun of me or something like that. And to be honest, I definitely avoided showing my channel to them, and to this day, I still haven't really gone out of my way to tell my friends or family that, hey, I have this YouTube channel and upload all these videos about self-improvement and productivity and stuff. So I guess I'm not attacking my fear head on, but I'm also not letting it hold me back because I'm still uploading videos consistently. I'm being authentic. I'm not altering what I'm saying on camera at all. I'm giving my true thoughts and experiences and not really caring whether people I know personally find my channel or not. This is honestly such a great book, and I think will really transform your mindset when it comes to productivity and the ultimate goal that we should strive for with our work, which is to not only get the important work done, but to actually enjoy doing it as well. By the way, I just started doing one-on-one productivity and life coaching. It's not free, it's paid, but you can hop on a free call with me to see if we're a good fit for each other. It's the top link in the description. Go click that right now. Do something today that your future self would thank you for.